And for more info on ITA's eyesight-saving diet, visit our website. Now to Perth's precious premies, the tiny babies that arrive months earlier than expected. Each year, thousands of pregnancies result in a premature delivery. The road ahead can be long, scary and stressful as these little battlers fight for life. But thanks to some inspirational parents, help is now at hand. Natalie Bonjolo visits Perth's miracle babies.
I think one of the things that people don't realise is that when it happens, even if you're prepared for it, you actually go into shock.
We have about 2,000 babies go through here a year.
Wow.
Where there's life, there's hope, and that's what got us through.
Look at this little guy, he's so tiny.
A tour that tugs at the heartstrings.
This baby's having some respiratory support.
An intensive care unit for the tiniest of little battlers.
And I imagine this must be quite stressful for mums and dads.
Absolutely. They can have quite a few months visiting.
You don't go home with your baby.
Little Blake was born premature, weighing just 1.3 kilo.
He could actually put his whole hand through Bronwyn's eternity ring.
It was 5 days before Mum and Dad, Bronwyn and Mark, could even have a cuddle.
We're trying to struggle with this concept of this tiny little baby fighting for life in a neonatal intensive care unit.
It was 9 weeks before they could bring their little boy home.
We were so scared. All of a sudden you've got no support.
You feel so isolated and so alone.
Mum Melinda Cruz has been there too. All 3 of her boys began life in neonatal intensive care.
I needed support, so I was reaching out, hoping that there was a group or an organisation that I could link to.
In desperation, she started her own foundation, Miracle Babies.
It's Australia's leading organisation that supports families that have had premature and sick babies, and also the amazing hospitals around the country that care for them.
Every year in Australia, 44,000 babies are born premature. 25 in every 1,000 don't make it.
What sort of complications do they face?
Mainly preterm babies' breathing problems. The other problem babies have is feeding. So they can't take milk from a bottle or from a breast. So they've got an IV in to give them extra fluid or a tube in to help their feed.
Here at King Edward Hospital's neonatal unit, Director of Nursing Debbie Chiffings sees more than 2,000 tiny patients a year.
This little boy is beautiful. You must think you've got the best job in the world.
We do. We're really very proud of our unit, very proud of our babies and our staff.
Without their help, without their support and the work that they do, our family wouldn't exist. We wouldn't have our families.
Yay! For little Blake, it's been a long journey.
He's a real fighter, I think.
So how old is he now? It's 15 months, 12 and a half months, correct.
Not only do Miracle Babies support parents of prem babies at hospitals, but also at home.
And then once they go home, we have what we call nurture groups, which are play and support groups.
For premature babies, there are often many more milestones ahead.
And you're not going to know until they start growing that they might have problems with speech or problems feeding, or they're a little bit delayed in terms of walking.
From baby steps to a big run.
I'm training 6 days out of 7.
They're training for the London Marathon. Every step a tribute.
Once you listen to some of those stories and see the journey that those parents and children have been through, it really makes running 42 Ks, irrelevant compared to, supporting such a wonderful organisation.
Corporate high flyers Phil, Mark and Andy hope to raise $50,000 for the foundation.
And this is really just a way of us doing our bit to support a fantastic organisation, helping families that aren't quite as lucky as ourselves.
We just think they're so brilliant to be doing this for us.
For Melinda too, it's been an extraordinary journey, one she wouldn't change for the world. A miracle mum, helping other families, little miracles.
Just having that knowledge of what they've gone through and their fight to be here, and, I guess one of their purposes was for Mum to do this, I guess.
We call him our miracle baby because he is just that.
With the London Marathon just a couple of weeks away now, training's in full swing. For details on how to support them or more info about Miracle Babies, head to our website. Next, all the big pizza brands under the microscope.
Pizzas are kilojoule dense. They're like kilojoule killers when it comes to energy.
Who's best for health?